PBKC is your entertainment destination for poker, table games, OTB, Paddock live events, and exceptional eats. The Paddock Restaurant is perfect for meetings, corporate functions, parties, fundraising, and more. Call 561-683-2222 extension 199 and book your next event today. It's May Payday in the Poker Room with new, bigger high hand promotions. High hands every 15 minutes, 9 a.m. to midnight with a $15,000 cash giveaway on May 31st. New this month are May Progressive High Hand Weekends with a $100,000 bonus giveaway. Win extra cash for qualifying hands. Miss it today, win more tomorrow. Visit the Poker Room for complete rules. It's Wednesday morning. You see that arm come through? Did you see that?
That's our producer Jake.
That's what he does now. He likes to show off his arms in the beginning of the show. We're PBKC Picks, and we're on every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. We got a lot to cover today.
A lot.
Welcome back to the Genius Champion.
Hey,
there he is, right there.
I'm here. I know you guys missed me.
And the crowd
right?
goes mild.
You guys
I don't know. We'll see.
He's back from another country.
Yeah.
We'll talk to him later about that. Ernest Christian is here. He
Hi.
has a podcast or something.
Ernest is
squeaking.
squeaking.
Yeah, he does like 87 podcasts a week.
I'm warmed up. I did 3 shows yesterday.
Wow.
His life is a podcast now.
Yeah,
That's
it's content.
Really
Content's king these days. You know.
And hoping to get later on the president of PBKC, Pat Rooney, on the phone.
On the horn? Are you going to bring him in?
Is he on the road?
Yeah, he's on the road right now. We're going to get him on the show a
road
little bit
again.
later.
I can't wait to hear his take on the Steelers and what happened there. Like, is it a level of excitement? Is he or I don't know. We'll have to
I'm
see.
excited as
I'm excited too
a
also.
closet Steeler fan. I'm very excited about what's going on there now.
Yeah.
But the one thing we're going to first,
you'll be a front runner for Steelers fan like week 5.
well, I'll wait till
He could be a front runner for his team now.
Well,
Frisky Raiders, buddy.
They
I
are
texted you
frisky.
Frisky Raiders.
You did. Yeah, you did, and I thought that was inappropriate. But you know the way things are working right now, we're going to start talking about Feastin' football.
Yeah, we got to rip through. We got to
awesome.
take a torrid pace here today.
We have a million different subjects to talk about, but Feastin' football is the main one because that is a Sunday tradition during football season, NFL regular season, all the way till January 4th. Football Sundays in the Paddock. A buffet is free if you got a $25 or more bet placed the day of at PBKC with that Hard Rock Bet app. If not, if you don't want to bet on the football that day, then it's going to be a $25 all-you-can-eat buffet, and that includes a draft beer. You cannot beat it. It is the best deal in town.
Okay, so simple math will tell you if you just take 25 and bet it and you get it for free is better than just paying 25, right?
It is.
Okay, simple stuff.
Yeah,
that's
Pretty simple math.
Yeah, you
The math.
You bet the 25, you get it for free, or you can just take 25 and not get a bet. Makes no sense.
We were so confused about that last week.
Good.
I'm so glad you're back.
No, I'm
really
here. I state the obvious and then somewhat non-obvious things, but yeah.
No,
you look really short, man.
We're so happy. We're so happy you're back. Now we're going to talk about the Pick'em contest that we have here on CBS Sports.
I thought I did better than I did.
Yeah, well, I think we all did.
Look who's second place there.
Mr. Nick Kerr. Do we know
Nick? Producer there.
Wow.
Lexi.
She always starts strong. She was in the hunt last year.
How about Pat, though? Pat started out strong, too, also. Last year was a disaster, remember?
Yeah, and then he'll do that thing where he flips and he starts picking the losers but the winners, and we all get confused, and then we don't know what happens. So, but off to a good start, so whatever he's doing.
And no one's seventh, tied for seventh.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. It's the first page. Where's Mike?
I'm in the 26th place, I believe.
Yeah, that's not champ range.
I'm
actually
26.
You might be out. Are you officially eliminated?
No, I'm coming back.
Okay.
I'm
Can we
a
scroll
closer.
down or no?
You can't scroll that far.
Yeah, so you can't see my name because I suck this week. Here we go. Boom.
Well, I mean, we know when you can't see our names that we're not very good.
Is there Mike Jamison there?
No.
Mike Jamison? Anyone?
No. There's
none. Okay,
there's
cool.
none on there. There is a Noah. Congratulations to Alexis and Pat.
Is there a Jake Hampu there now?
I don't see Hampu on there either. But congrats to Nick Curley. Nick Curley had 13 wins on the week.
Nick, I'm coming for you, buddy.
Who was the weekly winner?
Of us?
There he is. No, we have
Curley. Yeah.
Wow.
Curley,
13.
13 wins from Nick.
13 is wild. There was only like 15 games.
Yeah. If you want to contact me on any social media, you're going to get a Feast and Football buffet for free, Nick. So if not, I'm going to email you after the show anyway. But congrats to Nick. We have a lot of players in there, too. Over 55 players that are playing in that.
Yeah, you win this thing. You win this thing. You could be like Champ Jr.
And now, we take it seriously, too. This is no joke. We take it seriously. So, also, there's some folks on the bottom of the list that didn't pick at all. Please pick.
Oh.
Dude, stop.
Called
out. That pisses me off, man. Just pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the people.
Some of the employees, too, that work here.
Oh.
I'm calling you out.
You going to go see
Pick.
him?
Yes, I'm going to. I call them already.
Let's go to all of their offices and just be like, we're going to
make your picks.
Yeah, we're going to watch.
Don't be shy.
What we're going to do right now is we're going to kind of flip the script on what's going on the outline, but we're going to talk about fantasy football right now.
Okay.
Fantasy football. Do you have the graphic from last week's fantasy football, Jake? I'd love to see that.
Let's see this.
I know I won.
I actually played against the Genius champion, and I destroyed him.
So here's the thing about fantasy football. Fantasy football is like
there's an excuse for this now.
Fantasy football is like the JV of sports betting.
So
I'm a sports bettor. So this is JV stuff where you're like picking players and stuff like that. I don't know if it really carries any weight.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
But if the result was flipped, you're bragging here, right? Really? Come on. Stop it, Noah.
I don't know.
What are you doing, Noah? Come on.
Maybe not. But it's you do a draft and it's JV. It's JV sports
Where's my
betting.
game? My game's not here, is it? No.
It wasn't.
I know I won. I beat your brother.
Yeah, no, you're on there. Yeah, Ernest, you beat
my brother. A little bit of a sweat.
Yeah, no, that was a good one.
Mr. Crinkle?
Yeah, that's Mr. Crinkle. The lowest scoring team in the league was the Genius champion, who we know.
Oh, he's called me out again?
Yeah, 73 points.
So, okay.
What's your excuse? Tell the folks
I'm in international waters. Literally, I'm floating in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
It's not our fault.
It's spotty reception at best. I'm trying to do my research.
All
this stuff. The seas are like 6 feet. I'm getting nauseous trying to look at my phone. It does.
You're going to blame the sharks? You're going to blame the sharks?
Yeah, there's sharks down there.
Noah, it's week 1.
Right.
Stop. That would work if it was week 8, week 9 with injuries.
I don't know who I got this week, but they're in for it now.
I don't have to win another week, and I'm satisfied.
Yeah, you do, because we're going to play again.
I don't care if I win anymore, but let's talk about fantasy football right now. I hope everybody did well in their leagues. I did well in this league.
Yeah, you did okay.
Terrible in the other 2 leagues I'm in.
You in 3 leagues?
I got Josh Allen in one of my leagues.
Look at Nerd Slayer.
And then in one of my other leagues, I just was absolutely terrible.
Who's the best name? Who's the best name there?
So Nerd Slayer, who's he talking about? It's not me, because I'm not a nerd.
The problem is he's the nerd because he's like a fantasy football nerd.
He is a nerd.
So, I don't think he's going to slay himself, but he wants to slay everybody else, so I don't understand.
He's probably, or no, LaSalle's probably the nerdiest.
I mean, all I know, I'm looking at a standings and he's no one last
and your
place.
brother's close.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I see a standings in my face that has no one last place.
See, the ones that didn't even change their name, Sal's MVPs, come on, Sal, change your name.
What's wrong with that name?
Well, that's the one they gave him.
No.
So what?
No, it's not.
He likes it.
You didn't know that? There's an origin to that.
Oh.
Sal's MVPs.
Oh.
There's 3 children in the household, or was. It's Max, Vicky, and Peter.
Oh. Did he do that on purpose?
What's up?
Really?
All right, I stay corrected. Best name of the 12 here is that one.
Okay.
Okay. No, second best. I like the Las Vegas Steelers. That's my favorite one right there.
That's silly.
Yeah.
But no, we're looking forward to fantasy football. Now we're going to talk about fantasy football stardom, Sidham. Anybody have any insights into this week in fantasy football? I have a player that I just signed off the waiver wire.
Okay. What do you got?
Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. He is a running back for Washington.
He scored on us this week, actually.
Yeah, he did well. I'm actually picking him up in all my leagues if I have the opportunity to do that. I think he scores a touchdown this week, so that is definitely my stardom. I'm going to sit Waddle or Hill, anybody from the Dolphins. We're going to talk about the Dolphins later.
The Patriots?
I don't know what's going on there.
Easy business.
I think there's a week the Dolphins do explode.
All right.
Yeah, I'm hoping
we'll get to that later on.
We'll get there.
All
right,
we'll get there.
Stay on course here. Stay on course. All right, it's like a boat.
It's a boat.
It's like his boat is on. So, all right. Stardom Sidham, and somebody already made a move. We have a highly aggressive fantasy football league.
We do.
My stardom was the Rams defense against Tennessee, who gave up 6 sacks in the second half of that game. They're going to annihilate Tennessee and light them up. So I know it sounds crazy, but a little Rams defense there. That would be my stardom.
I like that.
And he kind of stole my thunder with the Sidham. I think that whole Miami thing's a little bit of a mess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you pick a player. You sit Waddle, I'll sit Hill.
That's a good idea. But
Okay.
I'm smart enough to stay away from all that mess because I'm the Genius champ. And
No, of course.
Yeah.
Not the first week.
So mine's
but
be a little controversial because I have like crazy takes. And I don't care.
You do?
So my start.
Clearly, you don't care.
My start is definitely Lamar Jackson, dude. I think Lamar goes nuts this week against Cleveland. I think after what happened on Sunday Night Football, they're gonna go nuts. And Lamar goes nuts. My sit-em.
Did you?
This is a controversial one.
Did you watch?
Controversial.
Wait, did you see Cleveland's defense? They're ranked like number 2.
Divisional game.
Okay.
It's okay. They always.
So they don't play
problems.
defense in the divisional games?
Oh my God. Here we go.
All right.
7 yards.
Go back on the boat.
It's a big deal.
7 yards
Cleveland's
in the
defense.
Let
is a
him
real
know what's
deal.
going on. That Joe Flacco outplayed.
Write it
Joe
down.
Burrow.
Ernest just gave the worst start of the season. Go ahead, give me the sit-em.
Jane Daniels against the Packers defense.
Now,
I caveat that saying that if you have a quality backup that's playing a marginally worse team that week, the Packers defense look phenomenal.
So you're saying if
Sunday.
you have a better option, start a better option? That's advanced
if
stuff.
If you're playing matchups, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Just saying. I think the you got a short week.
Yeah.
You got a red-hot Packers defense.
Okay.
I'm just saying, Jane Daniels, maybe you might look at that a little bit.
Yeah, you're 2.
See, when it comes to fantasy football, when I was looking at the waiver wire yesterday, I had the first waiver wire in one of my leagues, but I'm like, there's nobody that jumps out at me. 2 years ago, after the first week, you could have gotten A-Chain, you could have gotten Puka Nacua, you could have gotten Sam Laporta.
Yeah, remember that.
You don't have guys like that as far as that this year yet. I'm actually going to hold that first waiver wire spot in one of my leagues.
Yeah, and that's where I get a little hamstrung as a Genius champ. Like I can't I scout talent. I'm very good at scouting talent. So if I'm able to scout the talent, I could pick those guys out. But there wasn't a lot of talent for me to scout.
Can you show
so
the standings again for fantasy football?
No, he cannot.
No, we don't want to see it again.
Just humble this guy a little bit.
It was just a massacre.
It's like you're giving me advice about something, but yet you're in last place. You score 73 points.
It's a long season.
It's one of those.
It's
one of those where I beat him so bad I just felt bad about it.
Did you?
You felt bad.
Made me
that's
upset
your first. That is your first mistake. It's feel bad for Noah.
Yeah.
Because Noah won't feel bad for you if he went all the way around.
No,
okay?
no.
I feel bad for me.
That's true. So let's get into the NFL news.
All right. There's a lot.
Let's talk about first take is Bills pulled off a miraculous fourth quarter comeback and stunned the Ravens with a walk-off field goal.
He is all right. Jalen Hurts is Josh is coming in close. We're talking divorce. Jalen Hurts wow. Josh Allen is
already on the rocks.
So I have the game on and I'm watching this and I'm like, all right, this thing is probably in a problem. But I didn't totally feel he's out. Did you see what he did in the fourth quarter? You see the stats? What he did? He threw for 260 yards and 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's
amazing.
Wild.
That's pretty amazing.
That's not even reasonable. You can't count him out. You cannot count him out. That was one of the biggest shockers I've ever seen. That's a scary thing. If they could get their defense right, look out, league. I mean,
it's a problem,
Buffalo's
the problem is the defense has been bad for a while. Even last year against the Chiefs, they gave up 32 points in the title game. So
and how surprised is that? McDermott is a defensive coach. He's literally a defensive coach, and he's always been, and then they just can't figure it out or put it together. And it's not like they're investing a ton of resources in the offense like Cincinnati does. They're literally trying to piece this thing together, but they can't figure it out. Name the best player on the Bills defense.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Bruce Smith.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's it.
So I know in the offseason I've been talking about how Super Bowl bust year for the Ravens.
Okay.
If the Ravens don't get to the Super Bowl, John Harbaugh's gone.
Yeah.
Can we apply that same logic now to what you just said to Sean McDermott?
No.
Why?
I mean, he could just fire his coordinator and get somebody else. That's what
he's been doing that for a while, though.
Yeah, keep doing
it.
Who
are you
going to get? Okay, who are you going to get?
No, I'm not saying you should do that. I'm saying
Andy Reid was the same guy. Andy Reid in Philadelphia with Sean McDermott, where he couldn't get over the hump.
Right.
That's where we're at right now. So maybe a change of scenery would help Sean McDermott. But right now, I don't think there's better options out there. You just gotta take a close look at what you're doing on defense.
Having said that, this might be a little hot take here, but I'm known for that anyway. This is not a bad loss for Baltimore. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
So let's say the lead holds up.
Not a bad loss.
Okay, Baltimore wins the game. Win by 15, whatever.
Right.
What's the narrative Monday morning on ESPN and Fox?
Okay,
Sports?
hold on.
Is this the narrative? Is this? Oh, great win for the Ravens. Do it in January.
So not a bad. Okay,
again,
so
when you're a Super Bowl bust team, it doesn't. I mean, obviously you got to win the games in regular season though. But
wait,
again, they're measured up to what they're going to do in January at this point.
Okay.
So to me, if you're gonna play do this kind of crap, do it in week 1, not in freaking January.
There's a very good chance that game is going to decide some form of seeding with those two, and you're calling
cool story. Ravens 2 years ago, #1 seed, and they still lost. Right. I don't care.
Right. Well, but you're promoting them, and then you're also putting them down. It's in the same sentence. Like you're saying, it's not a bad loss. It's not a terrible loss. My favorite quote, one of them all time: "Show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser." Like a bad loss is a loss, and it's just bad.
So I understand their last 2 losses were against Buffalo. There was a round last year, Sunday Night Football this past week.
They're in their head now,
big time.
However, I still feel like the better team is Baltimore. They beat Baltimore has beaten themselves in both those games.
So if you beat yourself, how can you be a better team? Even if you beat, because you got to show up. You send somebody else.
Yeah.
And stay home and send somebody else in.
Are you taking Buffalo if they play again in the game this year? You think Buffalo again?
100%.
Buffalo was my Super Bowl team.
Yeah,
as
thanks,
we talked about
Mike. Me and you.
Would you take Buffalo or Baltimore?
Yeah, I took Buffalo. I think Buffalo wins the whole thing this year.
Well,
I'm taking them to win it all.
That's a different story.
No offense to the Eagles, but
no, but I don't know. I think that better have that week 1 clean your mess now between now and December.
Better come right out of the gate and get a loss.
No, obviously it's a bad loss in the moment.
Oh, now it's a bad loss?
Big picture.
I can't. You're all over the place.
I think big picture, though, you look at this, okay, look, by week 8, you forget about this game anyway. So
I don't know.
You literally haven't won a game all season at this stage.
Yeah. They're gonna
and it's hard to win the first one. Yeah. Trust me on that.
Well, Okay, Eagles.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about the next subject. This is one near and dear to your heart. I hope you were watching this.
All right.
When Jalen Carter got ejected for spitting at Dak Prescott, they just fined him $57,222.
Yeah. If I had $57,222, I might do the same. No, I can't. I don't condone that. But Dak, wait, and then they wait 2.5 hours to say that Dak spits at the feet. Okay, it's a sign of disrespect.
But maybe they didn't catch it until after that.
Wait, so that one's good, right? So here's what you can't. Did somebody just hawk one up?
No, he was.
Okay.
He did.
He's
ready.
So
I was snorting.
He's got his check ready.
Okay, you spit at somebody's feet. It's a sign of disrespect. Dak literally walks and comes across and spits at his feet. Jalen is dumb for doing what he did, and he does that, and Dak's smiling, and he baited him, and he got him, and it was just a dumb move. Luckily for everybody, he's not suspended this week, and he'll be out there dominating and doing what he normally does.
I also argue that if Carter plays that game with Dallas, that game is not close.
Yeah. I think the running game would have been much different.
No, he's a game changer. You got two. You have to block him with 2 guys. So now instead you have an extra guy on the offensive line essentially, and it changes the whole dynamic of the game. Yeah. You're going to see a whole different team this week, and I'm here for it. Yeah.
What if?
Yeah.
Okay. What if? Yeah. What if the Cowboys would have won that game? They weren't that far away from winning that game.
Oh yeah. No, I'd come here and I'd be like, it's not. It's a good loss or whatever.
What would be worse?
Like something.
What would be worse? The Eagles losing or the fantasy football? Like what's worse for you? Probably Eagles.
Eagles. Like
You take pride in this too, also though. So I don't know.
No, Eagles are his life.
Yeah, no. So
it's Eagles, then family, then.
But this is what good teams do. Good teams face adversity.
Josh Allen, then family.
Eagles face adversity and they overcome it because winners win. That's it.
Oh, look, this is where I can't argue that because the Eagles have shown
winners.
That. Yeah. They are winners. Yes.
They came out of Week 1 with a win on Thursday night. I think the Cowboys.
Can I get a roll on my eye emoji, please? Thank you.
Okay. Now we're going to talk about A-Rod. Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns in his Steelers debut, leading to a win over his old team, the New York Jets.
And he almost lost.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Boswell's 60-yard field goal,
go
they lose that game.
That's my MVP.
That's
60 yards, bro.
He called it the MVP. So right now, if the league stopped today, he probably wins MVP.
No, stop.
What? He single-handedly won the game. He won the game.
No, that's Josh Allen.
No, it's his guy.
It's Chris Boswell.
Boswell's number 2.
Scored me 15 points.
If Pittsburgh could get this defense right, which they've been known to have good defense,
I think they will.
Look out. Like, if he's gotten people up like he is, he's good. He's a good quarterback. Now, you got to protect him. And that was a little bit of a struggle, and that was a little tough. But if you could protect him, I got to change my outlook on this thing. If we get another repeat, who do they have this week?
Seattle.
What?
The Steelers?
Yeah,
Seattle.
Yeah, they're going to go 2-0, and we're going to start turning ahead. So this is interesting. It's getting interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to need a longer sample. Like, I have them winning 11 games this year, so I think that they're going to be good anyway.
10 more.
But are they a Super Bowl contender? I'm not there yet. I gotta see.
I don't know if I'll ever be there, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I think Kansas City. We're gonna talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Picks. I think Kansas City's coming down the pike. So
yeah.
there's an open for number 3 in the conference.
Yeah, I called that in February. So.
Oh God.
Here we go.
Next question, bro.
The Green Bay Packers defeated the Lions 27-13 in a game that saw Micah Parsons debut for the Packers after the blockbuster trade.
This was the game I told you guys last week. Well, you weren't here last week, but this was the game I told you that.
He told you anyway.
Obviously, the biggest game of the weekend was Baltimore-Buffalo, but this was the game I said I was looking forward to the most because this is the game where you start looking at, okay, again, number 1 team in the NFC, Philadelphia with a bullet.
Okay, we'll say
number
that.
2's wide open. We've been saying that for the last couple weeks now. Packers made their first case for number 2 team in the conference, and I think what you saw last on Sunday.
So you submit that as evidence right now?
Look, Jordan Love looked pretty good. The numbers don't pop as much, but he looked pretty good. He played a very clean game. That defense, though, that Packers defense on Sunday against a Detroit team that has been one of the better offensive teams the last couple of years, as dumb as they were, that game was never close. That game was never close. Mm-hmm. And I think, I don't know, Detroit, as I said, losing both the coordinators is going to cost you something. We saw in the one-game sample that that's a problem. Green Bay, I'm not going to sit there and say they're number 2 team in the conference right now, but they made a strong case after what I saw on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't disagree. They played good. They played solid. I had them circled in the mix for this season coming up. They had a lot of young players last year. They played actually, they played, other than Rams in that snow game, they played a pretty decent game against the Eagles on the road. They played okay. So, yeah, and you add Parsons to that mix, and it changes things. I saw it more so on the other side where Dallas didn't have Parsons and they didn't have anything that resembled any form of pass rush or anything. So you take Parsons and he's hawking the guy. He's hauling and hawking him down from the other side of the field. There's only one guy in the league that can make that play, and it's probably him. And it was pretty wild. So, yeah, that if they stay healthy, which is always a big thing, we talk about that on here, they could make a run at it.
They have another Mavericks game tomorrow night. That's Washington.
Another
team that's in the conversation for number 2 in the conference.
Could the Packers win the NFC?
I'll say no right now.
I'll say no also.
Yeah. I think Philadelphia still leads above right now.
Okay.
I got to see more.
He's just trying to be funny.
Okay, the Dolphins. This is near and dear to your heart because you were probably swimming with them. The Dolphins.
I did actually.
Did you really?
No, they were there. They're literally. I got video of
they
literally launched.
Are they mad at their coach too?
They're probably played better on Sunday, like the ones I saw.
So the Miami Dolphins suffered a blowout loss and are facing questions about their season outlook. My question is, should the Fins trade Cheetah?
Yeah, how do you not see this coming?
I said this in February.
No, I said this has been 2 years running now, even before the show. The show started a year plus ago. Before the show, I'm down there, I'm watching. I'm like, this isn't working. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. This isn't working. This is not working. And they go and throw an absolute stinker out there. Here's the thing: the Colts scored on every single drive.
Yeah.
Who was their quarterback?
Indiana Jones.
Thank you.
Shout out to Tony, who's hoping to go all the way.
The last time that happened was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I had hair 30 years ago, buddy.
I don't believe it. That's not true.
So you wonder what you have to the Dolphins have New England. If they lose that one at home, let's start fire sale.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I told everyone here. I told everybody on podcasts last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Week 1 must win for the Dolphins against the Colts.
He did say that.
Yeah, that's a little aggressive.
And I said if they lost that game, what was going to happen?
What?
Calls for McDaniel's head. Calls for Tua to be benched.
And it was worse than losing.
And what's happening now?
Yeah.
Everything I said was going to happen is happening currently right now. Right? Now, the good thing for the Dolphins is that New England kind of undersold on Sunday.
Right.
So that Pats game doesn't look as tough as you thought it would be, coming to the year. They better win on Sunday because that's too much language. That could get real ugly on Sunday.
You see what?
Players.
Here's what's happening with the Dolphins, and as the team Tua goes, so goes the team.
Right.
I've seen it. If they start early and they strike early, he plays on house money, and he's winging that thing, and he's confident, and he plays well.
He's a front runner.
He's a huge front runner. When they start having a little bit of struggle and he has to make plays, he presses, he makes mistakes, and then it's game.
Yeah.
So you're going to start seeing that pattern, and now you got I don't know how long you stick with the thing. They're saying he might have got concussed again. His head got smashed on the ground on the one. He had 2 INTs and a fumble, right?
I can't remember the numbers.
Can you imagine?
He was bad.
2 years ago, we were talking about this guy's potential MVP.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
And what?
This is the best one. If they lose on Sunday to New England, it will get ugly. Okay, what is Week 3 for them? Who they pick Week 3? Buffalo.
Oh. At home or away?
So on the road.
Oh, God.
Granted, it's not cold there, but it doesn't matter. It's still Buffalo.
No.
So,
now you're 0-3.
like I said, he's still 0-3 now. So you better win. This can get ugly.
Yeah.
If I'm the Dolphins, I am looking to trade Tyreek Hill, especially with his legal issues now going on and the distractions and all that. McDaniel, I mean, you better.
Yes. Before we get off of this, how do you feel about the Giants literally training Saquon? And he has career year in an NFL amazing year.
I am happy for
and
Jones.
now you have Daniel Jones.
I am happy for the kid.
Who's your next best player?
Because
he's going to be on the market in 2 years.
Jackson Dart?
Whoever you got. Whoever it is.
Dexter Lawrence?
Giants he's good. That's him. Let's get rid of that guy.
Let's get rid of that guy. That's why when we get to the picks, I'm very fascinated at Denver and Indy this week because I think it's a sneaky big game. Because Indy,
sneaky again.
If I saw things on that game on Sunday against the Dolphins that could be sustained. Long term. Houston, they're a good team. They're solid. They're not dominant. Indy can steal the division. So if that Denver game on Sunday is actually bigger than people give credit for.
We'll get there. You're all over the place there.
I can't wait.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I know. Clearly you can't wait.
If you stayed up late on Monday night, you got to see McCarthy rally the Vikings past the Bears in the fourth quarter of his debut.
Amazing.
I mean, what a game.
I'm just going to say what I said all along. We know what the problem is in Chicago, and it's the quarterback, and it's not going to end until they figure that out.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, I get it.
He lost.
I'm just telling you. That's all I'm saying. I just said it. Yeah.
To me, though, to do that, your first game of your career on Monday Night Football against division rival in Chicago, and you already had a bad first half as is, and on a dime to turn around like that, that's an inflection point for your career. Yeah. That to me, that's like if he ends up being a really solid quarterback the next couple of years, you're looking at that first game of his career like, wow,
that's huge.
No, did you see? Well, how about did you see the reports on Williams about walking away from the coaches when he gets corrected and stuff? Like he's a mess. That guy is.
There was some bad optics there, and I'm
not optics. There's optics and there's reality. There's bad reality in that.
I mean, he's a middling quarterback as it is right now, but Minnesota. That's the big one for Minnesota there, man. I mean, what a spot,
middling, middling would be like top 15. He's not.
He's not middling.
No, he's not middling.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I know he's definitely not what he was advertised to be coming into the draft. Obviously, number 1 in the draft. That's quite clear now.
Bunner says Chicago's quarterback isn't as bad as
This is true.
Do we have any
This
mods?
is true. Thank you, Bunner.
Moderators,
can you show that thing, please, again?
You kick him off. You kick him off Facebook. He's going to go on YouTube. He's going to go on Twitch. He's going to find a way.
He will find you, and he will get you.
Or my office. He'll just come over there.
Yeah, that's what he does.
He actually found me on my street the other day driving by. He rolled down his window, was yelling at me. I don't even know what that is.
That guy is
just funny.
Man, it's nice to have a nemesis that's like in your neighborhood,
he
right?
Literally.
I just got a visual of that too. Also, like, oh my God, no.
Yeah, your worst enemy lives
Get
right
off my
down the street.
lawn.
Knowing Bunner, yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Oh, that's amazing.
Shout out to Bunner, of course. We love him.
Let's talk about the injury report right now. George Kittle, he's on the IR.
That's huge.
Pat talked about this. He said San Fran injuries, but here we are.
That's the one thing.
Here we are.
So the schedule, we said they win 12-plus games because of the schedule. However, the thing that could undo them, and has done for the last couple of years, is the injuries. And we're starting, and only that.
Brock Purdy's hurt, too.
There we go. That's the other one. Right.
Shoulder and toe injuries.
I've said this style of football they played, this has been going on a couple of years. And they've been banging their guys to death because they do play, and I get it. Football is a game of aggression and violence. I get it. But they play that style and they preach that style, but they're beating themselves into the ground. The receivers do this, and McCaffrey and all these guys fight for the extra yards or whatever. I get all that. But sometimes don't fight for the extra yards. Sometimes go ahead and don't take that extra hit or whatever. So, yeah, we're going to start seeing it. If Purdy wasn't great either, and Kittle, and that game was way too close, and it should have been.
Divisional game, of course, though, bro.
Yeah, you give way too much.
I'm happy McCaffrey seems to be healthy. He'll end up on the injury report again this week because that's what they do with him every week. But
and that's the inside that the Rams need to win the division.
Yeah.
So.
Also, Xavier Worthy from the Chiefs, he had a dislocated shoulder.
He's expected.
He's
expected
in his shoulder. He's expected to miss this week.
Yeah, the Eagles stole his soul.
Great week for this game. It's best team in football.
If you haven't already, if he's available in your league, which he's probably not in fantasy, Hollywood Brown is the sign for fantasy this week.
If you're not KC, you're not on the phone with the Miami Dolphins right now. I don't know.
Yeah. He can't go. Hill cannot go back to Kansas City. You're
Why?
Wild.
I love it.
Why? Why?
Why?
Why?
That's not a thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, people talk about it, actually, though. So, yeah.
Juwan Jennings also for the 49ers. He exited first week. He underwent an MRI. Brock Bowers for the Raiders.
Your boy.
He looks like he's fine. Evan Ingram left week 1, 2
By
for
the way,
the Broncos.
Brock Bowers, best tight end in football now? Can we say that now?
Yeah.
I
think so.
That?
Yeah. Welcome to the NFL.
A.J. Brown,
Thank you.
he's dealing with a hamstring injury. He let down all of his fantasy football people like Noah last week.
Yeah, good thing we're multi-faceted and we can score all over the place.
Landon Dickerson, he's dealing with a meniscus
Eric
injury.
Dickerson?
Yeah, he's fast as a
Eric
fox.
Dickerson, wow, he's still playing ball. Nice.
A little meniscus is all right.
Yeah, and
That
Drake
guy's tough as
London
nails.
has a shoulder sprain. So those are the big injury
reports. Nothing. No season enders, which
Not
is
yet,
good. We like that.
But things that can shift the conversation. The Niners injury is a little concerning. The good news, they're playing the Saints. We'll get to that big game later on the picks.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go over the power rankings real fast.
Oh, I love power rankings. Let's go.
Okay. Week 1 after week 1, we got the Eagles at 1.
Yeah?
Buffalo at 2. Packers at 3. Ravens at 4.
Wait a second. Did you cut mine?
Okay.
I copied this.
I do one every week on my show.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't copy yours.
You
I
would
don't
make
believe
one
that
like this that has number 4 and 5
both
at
lost.
0 and 1.
Yeah, 5th is the Chiefs, 6th is the Commanders, then Rams, Chargers, Lions, and Niners.
Like these power rankings are based on wishes and unicorns. Like we're hoping that these teams will actually win games. They haven't won a game yet, and they're 4 and 5.
So my top 4 is a little different. I have the Eagles, Bills, Ravens, and Packers. In that order.
My top 15 are all the winners. My bottom 15 are all the losers.
That's stupid.
Like
that is stupid.
Why is that stupid? Like
so the Ravens are a bottom 15 team now.
They're number 16. I'll give them.
16.
They're best of the losers.
They have the best team on paper.
Is this NFL.com?
This was, I believe, ESPN.
So it's funny because I got on my show. I got criticized for the Niners at number 10, and you have number 10.
Give us your worst 3.
I have my bottom 5 here.
Worst
3 of the 10.
Okay, give us your 5. Bottom 5
of the league.
Of the league.
No, of like something of.
I have a bottom 5 here.
No, the bottom 5 of like 10 years ago. No, now.
Oh, Pats, Titans, Dolphins, Panthers, Saints in that order.
I like it. It's pretty good. Bottom
Dolphins
5.
are down. Ooh, that's tough.
I'm playing around.
It's going to upset a lot of Dolphins fans.
By the way, no Chiefs here for the record.
That's tough.
I'm unimpressed with the Chiefs. I think we're seeing the. Remember where we were back with the Patriots in 2005, 2013, where they were still really, really good. Went to Super Bowl here and there, but they were not.
And then the Eagles went in and beat them, and then they ended the dynasty. Remember that when the Eagles ended the
We might be at that point. The Chiefs down this dynasty now.
If this happens, think about this for a second, boys.
Okay, let's think.
The Eagles could be the downfall of the Patriots dynasty.
The Chefs.
Right?
That's not true.
They
want again the year after that. What are you talking about?
And then now Kansas City were like their nemesis.
Wow.
That's a bad take. The
big.
last one I give you, but the first one, no. The last one also about that.
The show is full of bad takes today.
Yeah. Oh,
but
I'm here, of course.
Let's talk about what's going on in week number 2 of the NFL.
Let's go.
We're going to start off with the Thursday night game, and that is Washington at Green Bay, where Green Bay is favored by 3.
So 2 young and up-and-coming quarterbacks. So it'll be interested to see how they do. 2 pretty good defenses, I believe. Daniels goes into Green Bay. This could be one of those signature weeks. So, like, if you could go in there and beat Green Bay.
That's big.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to be under siege by Micah, and it's going to cause him fits. So that's
same
where
thing.
I'm at.
Same thing with the fact that it's a short week, too, on top of you asking for a lot there. But I tell you, if they do this, and again, we're talking about the conversation about number 2 in the conference.
Yeah.
This is the matchup, another big matchup. If Green Bay wins this game, you now are 2-0 against Washington, who was in the title game last year, and against Detroit, who was the best record in the league last year.
So I'm here for the obvious stuff, and you say, well, short week. It's literally a short week for both of them, Earnest.
But I'm saying, going to on the road though.
On the road, short week. Okay.
Sue says, fired up after week 1. It takes nothing to get
wait
these
till week
guys
5.
fired
We were
up.
fired up.
Wait till week 5.
We were
I'm
fired
gonna take Green Bay in this one though, just because they're at home. But this is the 50-50 game at this point for me.
I'm taking Green Bay at home also.
you go.
They're favored by 3. You're taking Green Bay also?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Okay, now we move on to the Sunday games. Cleveland at Baltimore, where Baltimore is favored by 11.5 points.
No, go ahead, Ernest.
That's a lot of points.
Let's hear after their good loss, the quality loss that they had. Explain how this is
Both
good.
teams
It's a
had
bad
a
loss,
quality
short
Two
term,
quality
good loss,
losses, like the battle of good losses.
Somebody's going to win this game, right, Earnest?
Yeah, and then somebody will have 2 good losses. This is going to be great.
So we have the new Browns against the old Browns.
Okay.
I don't remember that. I think Baltimore comes in here seething. I'm surprised that the spread is as low as it is, 11.5. Was that
11
and a half.
That's
11 and a half.
wild.
That's a lot.
As I get flipped off by my producer.
I got to change.
No, he said 1 minute.
No, listen. I think Baltimore is season is they're going to blow out Cleveland. I'm sorry.
Wow, wait, 11 and a
by
half.
11
That's
and a
stealing
half.
money. That's what my.
I just changed
that's
my bet.
That's my mortgage bet of
That's
the week.
almost
by the way.
two
That is my
touchdowns.
mortgage bet of the week, by the way, guys.
Whoa!
You heard it first.
Well, who's your mortgage company?
Yeah.
PBKC.
Okay,
and
cool. We're going to talk to somebody after this week. But I'm actually, who are you going to take in this one? The point, 11 and a half.
Okay, are we picking points or
We're
outright?
picking points. We always do.
I'm taking Cleveland all day with 11 and a half points.
I am
Wait,
too. I am
they
too.
have one of the top defenses. Baltimore might not score 11 and a half. How about that? I said
The
it.
what?
They've got a good defense.
Yeah.
Okay, next topic.
Go ahead.
I'm taking
Next
Cleveland
game.
also.
Yeah.
11 and a half to the second game of the
11 and a
season.
half
That's
is
a lot
bizarre.
of points. That is a lot of points.
Did you fry your brain with Torres, bro?
Yeah.
He took on too much water.
Too much
Too much
nitrogen.
salt
Yeah, too much.
water, yeah. He got the bends.
Yeah, I'm Ben.
Jacksonville at Cincinnati. Cincy is favored by 3. Who we taking, guys?
Cincy all day. They just
They're due
they have
for
they have the firepower. They're at home. Joe Burrow, he's good.
Although you didn't see that firepower play well on Sunday.
No,
Joe Burrow had, barely 100 yards in that game?
Yeah.
I am
Disappointing.
I'm picking the Bengals in this game in the cover, but I am really intrigued with the Jaguars because they got some talent there, man. I think it just would not shock me if the Jaguars it would not shock me if the Jaguars would steal this game. I'm saying, but I'm taking the Bengals in this game.
You're the best at literally
hedging.
picking a team and then saying, but don't be surprised.
It's hard to.
I can't. You got to commit to stuff. You're
the
so
problem is,
ambiguous.
The problem
right?
is we're working on a 1-game sample here now.
Okay.
See, I'm picking Cincinnati, but if
Are you
Jacksonville
sticking
wins,
by your pick?
if
Yeah.
Jacksonville wins, then they win.
I think it's gonna be a close game though.
Yeah. Jacksonville could win, but I'm
No,
going with
I'm
Cincy. Yeah.
I don't see a blowout.
Win this.
I think my point is I don't see a
Oh,
blowout. I see this being a
okay.
competitive game. I think Cincy will barely cover, but win by 4 or 5.
Yeah. I think one team's going to win, one's going to lose.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think the one team's going to win by more than 3 also. That's why I'm taking Cincinnati.
There you go.
Now we're moving on to this is a rivalry game.
Can we skip this game?
The Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys are favored at home by 5.5.
Okay. And this is tough for me because I have
This
this.
is really tough.
Who do you hate more?
I have
The Giants,
disdain for the Giants in Dallas. I do.
Who was the worst of the 3 teams in the division?
I think the Giants can win this. Or the Giants are going to cover. I'm putting that down. I don't know if they could win this one. The Giants are playing pretty decent. We played a terrible game, and we were missing our best defensive player, and we still beat them. Dallas had 0 pass rush without Micah out there. It was weird. Jalen's standing back there, and he's looking, and nobody's open, and he just runs. And he's standing back there, he's looking, and he just ran. And he did it repeatedly. And your guy, he got a little legs on him, Earnest Dart? Can he go? Okay, that's all it's going to take, and he's going to go. I got the Giants covering. Dallas, no, I'm not going to do what Earnest does. I got the Giants covering.
No, I also have Giants covering too.
Okay.
I just don't know if they win the game. But it's enough points to.
I'm taking Dallas.
We're talking spreads here, right?
Okay,
Are we talking spreads? We're not talking spreads here.
Okay.
I'm taking
It's
America's
a lot of points.
former team in this one. I'm taking.
You got to
Dallas.
watch that move. Did you watch a Netflix thing?
Sure did.
That guy's wild.
Who, Jerry?
Yeah.
He's nuts.
Yes.
It's the
insane.
craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like he's
He makes you hate him more in the
Oh
sense.
no, he's a tyrant.
Now we move on to 2 teams that both lost in the division. Chicago at Detroit. Detroit favored by 5.5.
Intriguing game actually here too. Detroit look like garbage on Sunday. Now that's probably more about Green Bay being better now than they were last year. I think Detroit for 1 week will bounce back here. Give me Detroit to cover the spread.
Detroit at home is tough. They're tough. They're going to be fired up and rallied, and they're going to be talking about biting kneecaps and all this other weird stuff or whatever. But they just have too much firepower for Chicago. I got Detroit running away with this one.
Yeah, after the crushing loss Monday night, I think Detroit's going to win big in this one. Now we're moving on to New England at Miami. Miami is favored by 1 at home.
Again, this can get ugly if the Dolphins lose. This is the home opener here. If they lose this game, it can get ugly with the fans. And I'm telling you, they better win this game. And I think they will for 1 week. Pause some of the noise going on with Miami. Give me Dolphins to win this game running away.
Really? Just like that?
Running
That's simple?
away.
All right.
I am not impressed. What I saw all year long, I heard, the Pats 8.5 wins. They're better this year. And then the Raiders, that game wasn't as close as that score indicated, honestly. The Raiders dominated that game, honestly.
They did.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
hard. Okay, so you have all these players, and you're playing on turf, which is fast, and you have the fast players. And I think that McDaniel's offense has been caught up with by the defenses. It was a lot in the beginning. It was like, whoa, what's going on? Nobody could tell, and guys were running free. That's not the case anymore. Waddle's banged up. Is he going to play? He got smashed.
Yeah, nothing serious.
Way,
it looks like he's going to play.
I got concerns. I'm taking New England. Miami is really, really scary team on the bad side.
Okay, let's run down the games for Pat again. Pat, you're on
He's
the
here.
phone, buddy.
We got him here?
Yeah.
There he is.
Good morning.
There he is.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing? Washington at Green Bay. Green Bay favored by 3. Who you taking, Pat?
I'm going to take Green Bay in this one. I think there's going to be an overreaction to a lot of teams, either how good or how bad they looked in the first week, and people will make assumptions based on that. I don't know if Green Bay is quite as good as everybody thinks they are. I think they're very good. Micah Parsons makes them really good, but I'm still not completely sold on Jordan Love. So I like Green Bay, though, in this game. I'm going to take them, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if Washington ended up winning.
Okay, Cleveland at Baltimore. Baltimore is favored by 11.5 after the Sunday night game.
I'll give you guys a quick stat. I don't even know. Maybe somebody brought this up. Do you know when the last time Lamar Jackson lost a game by more than one score?
Wow.
The answer is Week 10 of 2021.
Wow.
So he's gone a
Whoa.
long time since he's lost a game by more than one score. I don't think that's happening here. In fact, I think Baltimore is going to win the game. But I do think Cleveland, Joe Flacco going back to Cleveland or back to Baltimore, will at least keep this game somewhat respectable. That's a lot of points. I'm going to take Cleveland. I think Baltimore outright wins this game, but I'm going to take Cleveland to cover.
Okay, Jacksonville at Cincinnati. Cincy's favored by 3.
Here's a game right here that sort of what I was referring to. Everyone's like, oh, Cincy, yeah, they normally do start kind of slow, and they did last week, but they won the game. Their offense looked terrible. I think this is a game where people might say, let's hedge and not take Cincinnati. I'm taking Cincinnati. I think they're going to win this game big.
Giants at Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys favored by 5.5.
Here's a team that I didn't know what to expect with Schottenheimer now coaching them, but I think Dallas looked pretty good. I don't know if the Eagles were just off, maybe because of the Spitgate or whatever it is, but I'm going to choose to say that Dallas was probably a little bit better than people think they are. They're not winning the Super Bowl, and they might not even make the playoffs. But I think they're maybe a little bit better, and maybe having a new coach has energized them. So I'm going to take Dallas in this one.
You should see Noah's face when he said that.
Yeah, you should.
Chicago at Detroit. Detroit is favored by 5.5.
Here's another game. Detroit really did not look good at all last week. And Chicago, I don't know. I mean, they had that game Monday night, and Caleb Williams now is starting to worry me. I never thought he was, going to be the next John Elway or anything like that, but I thought he was going to be a decent quarterback, and I'm not sure if he's going to be the guy. That's a game at home, Monday night, first game of the year. You got to win that game. So I'm going to take who are they playing again? Detroit.
Chicago at Detroit. Yeah.
I'm going to take Detroit.
Okay, before we get to the next game, I want to ask you, we talked about this a little bit earlier. What's going on with the Dolphins, and are you trading Tyreek Hill if you're the Dolphins right now?
I have to believe that the Dolphins are similar to what I said earlier. They're not quite this bad. They might be bad, but I don't think they're historically bad, which is what they look like against Indianapolis. I think the Dolphins rebound. I think they're going to win this game at home. If they don't, I think Mike McCarthy, the coach there is in deep trouble. I think I just don't think they're that bad. They might not be world beaters, but they're not that bad. Now, conversely, I'm not sure if New England was as bad as they looked in the first game either. But this being a home game for the Dolphins, I'm going to take the Dolphins.
Okay, I'm taking New England in that game. Now now you caught up with us. Now we're going to San Francisco at New Orleans. San Fran is only favored by 4.5. Who do you like, Pat?
Yeah, I'm still going to stick with San Francisco. I know a lot of guys are injured. Kittle's out. McCaffrey is not 100%. Purdy might be out. All that stuff really factors into how you're going to play the points and stuff in this game. I'm going to assume at least Purdy plays, so I'm going to take San Fran. I do think, unlike we talked about the Dolphins, I think New Orleans is historically bad. So even getting whatever points they're getting, I'm taking I'm taking anybody that's playing against them. So that's my pick in that one, San Fran.
So Pat and I were on the same page coming to the year with the Niners, having the easiest schedule in the league, and they should win the division with ease. But the one thing we also agreed on was that the injuries upon injuries can derail this thing fast, and we're seeing clues of that now. They're lucky they're playing the Saints this week, who are, I agree with you, historically bad. I already told you guys last week, if there's an 0-17 candidate for this year, that's the one you're looking at there. Give me Niners here regardless if Purdy plays or not.
Yeah, this isn't not a lot to talk about in this game, even if I think even if Purdy plays, the line might be closer, but San Fran still wins. They just have too many players all over the field, specifically on defense.
By the way, I found out this week that Spencer Rattler's black. I didn't know that.
Really?
The quarterback. I had no idea.
Wow.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was like,
wow.
We learn new things every day. I'm taking San Francisco in this one. Whether Purdy plays or not, as long as McCaffrey plays, I'm taking San Francisco.
Yeah.
Now moving on to a game. Before we talk about the next game, Pat, you didn't get to talk about Buffalo and the huge comeback. Did Buffalo win that game, or did the Ravens lose that game?
Well, there's another stat out there, too. I think it's over the last 25 games. Some stat I just saw. So, like the last 25 games, teams up by more than 2 scores in the fourth quarter. The worst records, and they went through them, and most of these teams have lost, like, out of those, however many teams, they've lost like 1 or 2 of those games out of the last 25 games when they're up by more than 2 scores in the fourth quarter. Baltimore's lost 6 of those games. That's a lot of games blown with a big lead. So I think it's more Baltimore losing that. And again, you can't have Derrick Henry fumble. Like he's usually pretty secure with the ball. That's really, to me, what turned that game around and gave Buffalo even a scintilla of life. Otherwise, that game's over. So Baltimore just has to figure out how to close out games. I think they're still the superior team and probably the superior team in the AFC. But, man, you got to figure out a way to close out games. Otherwise, good teams like Buffalo are going to beat you. So I think it's probably more Baltimore losing that game than Buffalo winning it.
Okay, now moving on to this week. Buffalo's going to the Jets. Buffalo favored by 6.5. Who you picking, Pat?
I liked what I saw out of the Jets. I think there's probably going to be a little bit of a come down from Buffalo after that game. That's one of those games that stays with you for a little while. I'm going to take the Jets to cover. I think Buffalo wins. I don't think this is going to be a great game. I think the Jets cover it, and it's like a relatively low-scoring field goal type game that Buffalo figures a way to win it. But I don't look for this to be a great game, and I think the Jets are a little bit better than people might think they are. So give me the Jets to cover.
Real quick, another stat I saw yesterday too. John Harbaugh has 17 blown leads, double-digit leads in his career, the most since 1991.
Wow.
So there's something to look at his job security and all that. That's one to look at. Having said that, I'm with Pat also too. I like the Bills win this game, obviously, but the Jets on the points. I think, I don't know, Buffalo's defense is still kind of shaky. You gave up 40 this week to Baltimore. You gave up 32 to KC in the title game. The Jets culture is changing a little bit. Aaron Glenn is doing something there. I think it's positive. They're not a great team, obviously, but they got playmakers. It's a divisional game too on top of that, and they're at home. Bills win, Jets on the points though.
This is another. Well, the Jets gave up 40 points to Pittsburgh.
33, 34.
Okay. They gave up a ton of points.
A lot of points, though, yes.
Okay, a lot of points. That's a lot of points for Pittsburgh, like traditionally, and I get it. And Buffalo has firepower. They just sling that thing all over the place. I think Buffalo puts up 40, and it's just a runaway here. I think Josh Allen's going to jump out in front of everybody for front runner for MVP right now. This is going to
now. But again, we're talking about Buffalo's defense, though. They'll just easily give 30 themselves.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. If Buffalo's defense improves.
Right.
But
we've seen teams, and there's another factor that goes into it, winners that win. And Josh Allen finds a way to win all these games. He does that, and that's a very big point here. You could have two offensives that light each other up. Usually the guy who's the winner is going to win the game.
Yeah, Bunner says with 4:58 left in the game on Sunday night, Baltimore had a 99.1 chance of winning that game.
Well, here's a stat. The Bills ended a streak. 277-0 was the record of a team who scored 40 and rushed for 235 yards.
Wow.
And that's the first loss.
There's a lot of luck in that game, too, also. That catch by Keon Coleman on 4th down the end zone.
Yeah.
If that bounces happen, that game's over.
Yeah.
So a lot of things happen there that's weird.
I'm really liking the Josh Allen and Josh Palmer connection. I think Buffalo wins this one big. I'm taking Buffalo. Josh Palmer, he was a good wide receiver. He played for the Chargers. I like that team right there. I'm taking Buffalo. Seattle at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is favored by 3.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think this is going to be probably a little bit of a letdown game for the Steelers coming off that emotional win against the Jets. But again, we're in the early part of the season, so we still don't really know what these teams are, what their identities are, those types of things. The defense obviously did not look good against the Jets. I'm assuming they get some of that rectified for this game, and maybe Aaron Rodgers isn't quite four touchdowns to the good in this one. This one, I think. I made this prediction last week that I thought that the first game would be kind of a snooze fest. One of these games is probably going to be a snooze fest for the Steelers, and this might be it. I don't really think Seattle's that good. Sam Darnold has quickly reverted back to the Sam Darnold we all know and love. So I don't look for a super high-scoring game. I will say this, though. If Aaron Rodgers puts up 4 touchdowns and the Steelers win this game, 30 to 10 or something like that, then Aaron Rodgers might be the real deal, at least for – again, we keep saying this, as long as he can stay upright. Maybe he's got some, rejuvenation in that arm or something. But I'm still looking at this to be a low-scoring game. I think the Steelers cover, but I think this has to be the 17-13 snooze fest we thought was last week.
I think I was the only one on the panel that was actually higher than the Steelers coming to the year. And I think they'll take care of business here. I think they'll cover the spread. Look, I also think it'll be a low-scoring game as well, but I think what I'm concerned about the Steelers is their defense more than anything else. I think Rodgers will be fine as long as he's upright. Yeah. The culture will set him straight. It's the defense. And I'll tell you, if they continue winning some of these games, they'll make the case of being the number 3 team in the AFC, because I think Kansas City's in trouble. I think this is a real thing. So give me Pittsburgh to win this game and cover.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's always going to have their defense. It'll get right. I'm not overly concerned about it. They have the pieces there. It's just a matter of whether it fires, make adjustments. And that first week's always tough. You don't have film on, guys. And film is super important. You get the first week, you get all the film, you get the plays, tendencies or whatever. And defensive coordinators, this is when I coached youth football, like I excelled. As soon as I got film, genius champion. When I didn't have film, I'm guessing what's going to come out of his formation. You have nothing. So now we have the film and you have tendencies. No, it's a chess match. It's a real thing. So now we have a Pittsburgh will clean that up. And I think with Aaron Rodgers back there, it's a scary thing. I have them making the playoffs now after that performance.
There you go.
Yeah, they just got another piece to their defense too. I believe it was Jabril. I want to say Peppers. Yeah. Okay. They just signed him too. So I think Pittsburgh is.
It's a low risk, high reward.
Yeah, it's a great defense. I'm taking Pittsburgh at home. Again, they're favored by 3. Now we move on to the Rams at the Tennessee Titans. Rams go in favored by 5.5.
I just fell asleep. Rams, Titans, I have no idea. I'm going to just say at some point all these teams are going to have a game. I think Tennessee is terrible. I'm not sure if Cam Ward's going to be the answer based on one game. I know that's kind of harsh, but I think Tennessee finds a way to win this game or at least make it very, very competitive. The Rams are the better team. Do not get me wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if they went in there and blew them out. But every team in the NFL has a week where they look good and they do some things right or they get some breaks with fumbles or penalties. And maybe this is Tennessee's week. So I'm just throwing that out there, and I'm going to take Tennessee.
I can't see that, man. I know the Rams play a tough game with Houston, but they'll get things together here. Tennessee is probably the second worst team in football, in my opinion. I thought Cam Ward, he didn't look great, but I thought he was – the O-line didn't play that well either. The fact that even in that game with Denver was actually shocking itself, honestly. But give me the Rams on the road here.
Yeah, so you talk about getting the breaks or whatever, but in my opinion, I think Tennessee got their breaks. They got 4 turnovers this game. They were +2, but they received 4 turnovers, and they scored hardly anything, less than 2 touchdowns, I believe, and they lost. So that's tough to do. When you get 4 turnovers and 4 extra possessions in a game and lose, that's tough to do. I don't see it getting corrected out of the gate. I don't even know what the solution for that would be.
So we go Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams on the road again, favored by 5.5. Now we move on to Carolina at Arizona. Arizona favored by 6.5.
Sexy game here, huh?
I do like Arizona here. That's a lot of points, but I'm not sure. We talked a little bit about quarterbacks and Bryce Young, and I'm hoping that poor kid is not reverting back to what he was, at the beginning of the year last year, and he didn't look good last week. I'm going to take Arizona here. They're at home. I think they're on a little bit of a roll, and I think they do whatever they need to do to get past the point spread there and win the game.
Yeah, I know that weather delay did it for me, but that Carolina, that was discouraging to see. I thought Carolina would be one of those sneaky teams in the NFC. Not a playoff team, one of those teams that's going to be a hard out. They showed signs last year. I like Arizona winning the blowout, honestly.
Yeah, Arizona wins this one. This is one of their 9 games they could win to get to 9-8. And this one's a layup, I believe, and they'll take this one almost by accident.
Yeah, I'm looking for a big win from Arizona here at home. Now Denver travels to Indy. Denver favored by 2.
This is one of those. Here's a great game, a great example of what I'm talking about. No one thought Indy was going to be that good. They looked dominant against the Dolphins last week. And Denver, everybody kind of was like, hey, this is the team on the up and rise, and they didn't really look great against Tennessee. That could have something to do with the competition. Sometimes you just play down to the competition. It's hard to get psyched up. Well, this will be a good tell game for really both these teams. How good is Indianapolis? And then is Denver, not quite as good as we thought they were? I think Denver goes in and makes somewhat of a statement and wins this game. But if Indy wins this game and Daniel Jones looks good, watch out. Maybe they're as good as they portrayed last week against the Dolphins. So who knows? But I got to go with chalk here and think that Denver's going to rise up and make a statement and win this game, which would be a tough game for them on the road.
So this is my personal game of the week because I think Denver's a little overrated, a little overvalued coming to the year. Indy, I saw things in that game against Miami that can be sustained. And you playing in the division with Houston and Jacksonville, 2 teams that aren't – look, they're not great. Let's put it that way. So there's a path there for Indy to win this division. I think Indy wins this game. I think if they win this game, and let's say Houston loses on Monday Night Football, all of a sudden you have a situation where one is 2 and one is 0-2, and now you can see the tide shifting in that division. I think Indy could be very dangerous. This is a very big game here for them. I think Colts win this game to cover.
What's the spread on this one, Mike?
2?
That is 2.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough game. I mean, but again, Denver, they gave up 4 turnovers this week, and they're still able to win based on that defense. Their defense is pretty tough. So Indianapolis, Miami's defense isn't Denver's defense, and that's going to look like a whole different story when they go in there. So I'm going to go with Denver in a close one, but I think Denver has enough defense to try to stifle them a little bit. Miami didn't have any defense this week.
The best bet this game, though, is betting the under. It's 42, I think. So
good bet.
I'm taking Indy at home. I like Indiana Jones, and I'm taking them at home.
I love that.
I like that he came from the Giants, too.
And it's coming. He's great now. He's really good.
I heard that dig.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
That's out of line.
Yeah.
There was a game that happened in February between the next 2 teams, Philadelphia and Kansas City. I forget what happened in the game. Oh, the Pro Bowl. That was exciting. The flag football. Philly actually is favored by 1 going into Kansas City. Who do we like, Pat?
Yeah, this should be a really good game. I think both teams are going to be really motivated. Kansas City coming off that loss, Philly coming out off kind of an ugly win for them. Again, with the distraction of what happened before the game or just after the game started, obviously I think affected the Eagles and how they were going to prepare for that. I think the Eagles, I still think they're the class of the NFL. And I think they use this game to make a little bit of a statement. I'm not saying they're going to run away from the Chiefs or like they did in the Super Bowl, but I think they want to come off that game against Dallas looking better than they did in that game. And Kansas City, the stats are out there. If you start 0-2, it's very difficult for 0-2 teams to get to the Super Bowl, and that would break a big string for them getting there. So this is really almost a must game for them to win, so they don't have to deal with that statistical stuff. But I got to believe the Eagles are just a better team. I'm taking the Eagles.
I'm so glad you said that, Pat, because I'm concerned with the Chiefs. This is absolutely a must win for the Chiefs. Because so they play obviously this game's the Eagles. They play the Giants a week after that. But then here's the schedule: Ravens. Oof. There's the Lions game in there. There's a frisky Raiders game in there. There's a Commanders and Bills.
Denver.
And then Denver. And then Indy, if you think that good. So
Chargers.
This schedule is unforgiving for them right now. So this is a must-win for them. They need a get-right game. And if they win this game, this can also set them back. Okay, basically wipes away the loss against the Chargers last week because you beat the champs. So this goes a long way, not just for them and record-wise and the schedule, but also in terms of just mentally. That they're everything's cool. We beat the champs. We're good now. So they better win this game. However, they will not win this game. They'll go 0-2. Even the champs win this game.
All right. So we talk about life being a simulation sometime. You got to hear the stories real quick. All right. So I'm sitting down at dinner last night. And it's me, my wife, and my daughter. We had this great meal she made. Anyway, that's not the point. I got to stick to the story. So my kid towards the end of dinner, she looks at me and she says, "I got to tell you guys something." I was like, "Okay." She's like, "Wait till you hear this."
Oh no.
She's like, "I have a boyfriend." I was like, "You have a boyfriend?"
What?
Okay. She's
You allow that?
She's going to be 18 in 2 months. Okay. Wait, listen. It gets better. She says, "Okay, and we want to know about him. Who's this guy? His name's Blake. What's up, Blake? I know you're watching now."
Balake?
Yeah, Balake.
Balake,
So, wait,
yes!
So, wait, it gets better. Where's he from? He's from Kansas City.
What?
He's a diehard Chiefs fan.
Oh,
She
my God.
waits until the week
Did you throw
of
up
that
your
the
dinner?
Eagles.
Did you
so
throw up?
She dates winners.
Wait,
Cool.
so
Not
wait,
bad.
so she throws this out there at dinner on the week of the game, saying that I'm dating Blake from Kansas City.
amazing. I love it.
Like, what is this? How can
I
this
like
even
Blake
be a
now.
thing? It's bizarre. So me and Blake, we're right at a gate. We have beef now because we won. We beat him in a Super Bowl. We beat you, Blake. We beat him in a Super Bowl, and now we have a rematch this week. And she's trying to introduce me to maybe my future son-in-law on this
Already?
week. I take the Eagles in a runaway. That's it.
They beat you.
It's
They just beat you.
bizarre. Like, how can that even be my reality? Like, a Chiefs diehard Chiefs fan. Help
Wait till
me.
she starts painting her face red, Noah. Wait till she starts painting her face.
Love it.
Yeah.
And I hope it happens,
Oh,
Pat.
God.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you.
I being a new found fan of Blake, I'm taking Kansas
Blake, we love
City
you, man.
Get him, Blake.
Unfortunately, that you will lose. The Eagles will win this game this
I
week.
was taking Kansas City out of spite anyway, but
no.
now
I
I like
love
this
it.
Blake kid.
Yes.
I'm taking Kansas City. Now we move on to the final game of the Sunday card. That's 8:20 game. Atlanta at
love this
Minnesota. Minnesota's favored by 4.
Yeah, this is one of those games I got to eat some crow here. I did not expect J.J. McCarthy and Kevin O'Connell and those guys to have like a game plan right off the bat to deal with what I thought would be a pretty tough Chicago team. Again, new coach there. You know, Caleb Williams, been around for a little bit. And I give the Minnesota Vikings a ton of credit coming back in that game, a game they probably should have lost with a rookie quarterback. Maybe coaching does matter. I have no idea, but I'm taking Minnesota now. I'm quickly back on the bandwagon. I think Atlanta's not a bad team. Like I said, I like Michael Penix, but if that coach there can continue doing what he's doing, he absolutely has to be considered for Coach of the Year material. I don't care who you are. You bring a rookie quarterback in, and you're able to do some damage, especially after you had success last year with a completely different quarterback.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
He's speechless. I mean, he's such a big fan of Kevin O'Connell. But we lost Pat for a second. But he was talking about Atlanta at Minnesota. Who do you like, Noah?
I like Minnesota. I mean, Minnesota at home, they do that thing where they're like, Skol, and they do this chant or whatever. So, it's not good. So, yeah, I'm going with Minnesota at home. They're that team, like, they're really good in the regular season, and then they're just not. And when it comes to the playoffs, it's just the way they are.
Yeah,
So,
Pat, who are you picking in this game?
Yeah.
Here's what I like about phones and technology. Literally, your cheek can turn off your phone, can mute your phone.
Yeah,
I like
you can do that. Yeah. I got big cheeks, so I know.
You would think somebody, that's invented this thing would
Yeah.
be like, if we put the mute button right here where the cheek goes, somebody like me with fat cheeks, that maybe it'll turn off. And, but now we're going to
fix
go with
pocket
it
dial,
anyway.
too. Like, somebody fix pocket dial, please.
I like that, too. So I'm like, I just love technology. I'm going with Minnesota. You missed my whole diatribe about how now I'm on the bandwagon. But I like O'Connell, and I got to give him credit. If he gets a new quarterback to perform like he did Sam Darnold, that guy should be Coach of the Year. So I'm taking Minnesota.
Yeah, I got big cheeks, so I can relate to that. One of the most underrated storylines of the week that went under the radar, definitely. Michael Penix Jr. is really good. He was slinging that ball against Tampa. We're talking about like young quarterbacks in the league. This kid is really, really good. But like I said earlier, what McCarthy did on Monday Night Football, doing what he did in Chicago against a division opponent, first game of his career, Monday Night Football, whole nine. That's amazing. This is a sneaky good game, though. I'm taking Minnesota in this game to cover, but this is going to be a very competitive game. Bet the over.
I was impressed by the Falcons. I'm taking Atlanta on the road
Wow.
here. Yeah, I
Really?
I
What do you
picked
see?
against them.
What'd you see?
I just think Penix is good. I think B. John is fired up this season.
He's a dangerous player.
He might be a top 3 running back in the league easily.
So you got Saquon. Yeah.
I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons on the road. Now we move on to the 2 Monday night games. I love when they do this.
It is weird.
Tampa Bay. No, I'm not.
Neither am I.
Tampa Bay at Houston. Houston's favored by 2.5.
Tampa at Houston. This is a good game. I think Houston's got to. I like Tampa Bay. I've always said I like Baker Mayfield. Road game though. Outside the conference, I'm going to take the home team. I'm going to take Houston. I just think they're going to be fired up at home, especially on a Monday night. And Tampa didn't look great last week. They did what they needed to do to win, but going on the road, I think is going to be tough. So I'm going to take hometown team Houston in this one.
Hot take. Don't be surprised if by week 10, week 11, that Baker Mayfield, Noah's favorite quarterback in the world, is a sneaky MVP candidate.
Is he
Do
frisky?
not be surprised.
Is he frisky?
He's very frisky.
Nice.
Don't be surprised. Now, he's going to have to win more than 10, 11 games to get
right
it done. But don't be surprised if he's in the conversation for MVP this year. I'm just saying. Having said that, I am not off the C.J. Stroud bandwagon just yet, but I'm a little concerned. Noah has had some intel last year to start the year about C.J. Stroud, and then was seeing things. He had a good playoff game last year, but then that was not very impressive against. Granted, great Rams defense, we get that, but I'm a little concerned about C.J. Stroud. Having said that, I'm at Pat, though. They'd be fired up home crowd, home opener for the Texans on Monday Night Football. Give me the Texans in a close one.
Yeah, I blacked out after you said Baker Mayfield MVP. I don't even know.
Conversation.
Like you talk about,
again,
simulation.
He just gets the job done, bro.
Bizarre.
Just saying.
I got Houston. I don't like Baker Mayfield. Forget it.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
I'm taking Houston also at home on their Monday night home debut.
You want to trigger Noah to say Baker Mayfield's name 3 times?
Now let's talk about a division rival game. The late game on Monday night, so nobody's going to watch it, is L.A. Chargers at Las Vegas Raiders.
Bad fan.
The Chargers are favored by 3. I'm going to be asleep. I'm old.
You want to talk about a potential game of the week right here?
Yep.
The Raiders are better than people think. That game, they didn't just beat New England. They went up there and pummeled them. Like that Gino had like 9 plays of plus 20 yards, and Jonty didn't even get going. So Pete Carroll, maybe he's brought some magic to that team, Mike. I know that makes you happy.
Yes.
I like the Chargers. They're my sleeper team to do some damage, and they showed that by finally beating Kansas City, even though it was in Brazil. I don't care. That was the first time they've beaten them in a long time. So I think the Chargers are for real. This is going to be a really good game. I got to take the Chargers, but I'm not sleeping on the Raiders anymore, Mike. So we'll keep an eye on them.
Well, thank God I'm off Tuesday so I can watch this game and not have to worry about sleep. I told y'all before the year started, the Raiders, they may not reflect on their record, but they're gonna be a very frisky team this season.
Frisky
team. They got playmakers.
We need a frisky
Gino,
count.
I need a frisky emoji or a soundbite or something.
No,
but look,
we're gonna keep a running count.
You have an above average quarterback in Geno Smith. You have a rookie running back in Gente, who just was a finalist of the Heisman last year. You got Brock Bowers, the best tight end in football.
Yep.
You have Max Crosby, one of the best ends in football.
Yep.
They have playmakers. They're gonna be hard out every week. I can't pick them in this game, though. I think the Chargers are a problem. I think the Chargers are for real. Give me the Chargers in this game, but this might be, but Pat said, and I agree with him, might be the game of the week. Though.
So look at this scenario, how this sets up. This is a second divisional game, and it's weird to have come out of the gate, right, where you go divisional game, right?
We're doing it.
Right. Okay, but you can't win the Super Bowl. So the Chargers come out and they do divisional game and they win against Kansas City, and then they come divisional game, they're going long. If they win this one, they'll have 2 division wins right off the rip. And if Kansas City's struggling a little bit, I called this one. I called it last year, and I was probably a little ahead of myself. I called it, but I called it this year. They're a problem, and they're going to be a problem moving forward. I got the Chargers winning this one.
And don't forget, first week you win. It's not a home game. It's in Brazil.
Yeah.
Then you go on the road against Vegas.
Yeah.
That's a good look for number 3 in the AFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Raiders at home. It's their home game debut. It's a late night on a Monday night. And I think that the Raiders are frisky. So I'm taking the Raiders at home, and those are all of our picks, which we'll cover again later in the show in our quick pick segment.
Yeah, keep it quick.
But those are all of our picks for the week. Now let's talk about some college football.
All right.
No.
College football is going on.
No, you okay?
He's not. Billy Napier of Florida is facing some increased pressure after losing to South Florida. Do we think that Billy Napier keeps his job this year, Pat?
It's going to be tough. You cannot lose a game like they lost. Now, South Florida might not be not just bad. They might be a pretty good team. I mean, they beat Boise State the week before. Now, listen, if they go into Miami and beat Miami, they're a legit team. That's going to be quite a task. And then the coach of that team should be considered coach of the year immediately. But I'm not quite. I think he's definitely in trouble. Don't get me wrong. The Gators fans are not happy out there. We'll have to see what they do in the coming weeks, but I don't think it has a super long leash. If they lose again in the next couple of weeks, he could be in real trouble. So that's a tough one to lose at home. But like I said, I'm not sure if South Florida might be a lot better than people think. So you got to kind of weigh that before you make the ultimate decision just to get rid of a coach.
Here's the problem. I'm going to give you the next couple of weeks for Florida. Next week, LSU on the road, number 3 in the country. Then Miami, number 5 in the country, on the road. Then Texas at home. Then Texas A&M. And then 2 weeks later against Georgia. So
yeah, tough schedule.
That's the problem. This is a problem. I mean, like I said, if you can at least pluck out some wins there, some like job-saving wins there, maybe that will help hopefully long term. But I don't know, man. That was a bad. I know I'm related to Gator fans, and they are livid after Saturday. So I think he's cooked, dude.
Here's the thing. As a coach, you control a lot. You control a lot of things. You can't control the talent and guys dropping balls and a couple of things. You really can't control that. But clock management is the absolute staple.
Without question.
Okay. He blew that clock management. Yep. There is zero excuse. I've never tolerated it. I never understood it. Hire a guy who played 8 million games of Madden, who understands how a clock works at the end of the game with their timeouts and everything. No, because they run the simulations, and you've played it that much that you understand clock management. And he had no concept of what the clock looked like. When I coached football, I was excellent at it because I had the repetitions playing the games and seeing how it plays out.
It matters.
He almost didn't have a clue, and then he's backing it up, and he's like, it's going to end up the same way. I get it. The Jimmys and Joes and all that stuff. You're in charge of X's and O's, but you're in charge of that clock. You cannot blow something like that. And that is inexcusable. In my opinion, that's a fireable offense.
I agree with you. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, also in Florida news, the Seminoles dominated East Texas A&M, which I didn't know was.
I didn't know this.
Actually, breaking news. Actually,
I prefer North Texas A&M.
Breaking news. They scored again.
They just scored again, 77-3. That was tough.
And they got a bye week too this week. So.
Hurricanes secured a blowout over Bethune-Cookman. SEC has a record 11 teams ranked in the top 25.
Even Florida blowing it.
Even though Florida fell out of it, they still got a bunch of teams in there. And one of the interesting things we're going to talk about is a guy named Bill Belichick, who secured his first win at North Carolina. Then the news recently has come out and said Bill Belichick also confirmed that New England's Patriots scouts are prohibited from visiting his North Carolina program.
This is petty. Why?
How are we feeling about Bill?
I think this is one of the more stranger turns for a personality that we've maybe seen in our lifetime. Getting with the young woman is one thing that can happen to guys. I get it.
Okay.
But the now Bill, who never gave anything in a press conference, never anything, no tidbits of any kind to reveal anything of what's going on in his mind, is now saying that he's banning guys from the paper. Why even bring that up? Who cares? I mean, I don't even know. You don't even have to address it. Just say, oh, we're trying to work out schedules or something like that. I have no idea. But if you really don't want the Patriots scouts there, just make something up that they're not there. But now it becomes a controversy. Now it becomes something that I'm sure Bill doesn't want to have to deal with. I think it's an odd turn for a guy that was so buttoned up about how to approach the media, and now has some things going on with him, that are just a lot of stuff that he should know by now is going to bring controversy to him. Maybe he wants to do that to take the focus off his team. I have no idea. But it just seems very uncharacteristic of him, and I don't know where this is going. Like we talked about, I just don't think Bill's long-term for North Carolina. I think maybe you're going to get 2 years out of him, and then that's going to be it. But I just think it's a strange way for a guy of his caliber to go out.
It doesn't make any sense what he's doing. I don't understand it, honestly. I have nothing to say about that.
Yeah, it's bizarre. They show his girlfriend. She's on the sideline. She's like she's literally almost talking to him like trying to talk to him like when I used to coach football and like somebody come up and be like, "What? Why are you talking to me? I'm not giving you $2 for the concession stand." Yeah, she was looking for she wanted to buy a beer. But it's weird. He has all kinds of weird stuff going on, and I hate to see it because you could have put him in the greatest, and I think at this point he's actually just hurting his credibility and his long-term history.
Maybe he loses marbles or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
His legacy is
legacy is
not
the
looking
word
good
you're
right now.
looking for.
It's still
not
intact.
looking
He has
good
6
right
Super Bowl
now.
championships. That's still intact.
Someday there's going to be a Lifetime movie about Bill
just
Belichick.
Go home, Bill.
Guaranteed.
Just go home.
Yeah, we don't use Michael Jordan's Washington years against him. So why should we use Belichick's last couple years here? Stop. Six Super Bowls is a lot.
Yeah, that's something we're probably going to talk about on a weekly basis, I'm sure, as the world turns. But now we're going to talk about Hard Rock Bet and what we got going on with them. We have a great new offer with Hard Rock Bet, but you have to win this one. And that's one of the things that's cool about it. If you listen to the Genius Champion, you're going to get some win bets. And if you make a deposit of at least $10 and place a cash wager of $5 or more, if your first bet wins, you're going to receive $150 in bonus bets. And that is $150 is credited in 6 separate $25 bonus bets that expire 7 days after. So now that we're into NFL season and college football season, it's the best time to do it. No promo code needed. Just go ahead and capture that the barcode on the screen that we got up there, the QR code.
It's a QR. There you go.
That's a QR code. And open your phone's camera. They put it on photo and just hold it over that, hover it over it.
It's like magic, really.
And it's going to come up with the link. You're going to go there. You're going to sign up, and you're going to bet $10 and get that $150 and $25 increments. And then it's going to be perfect because with the NFL and college coming up this weekend, you're going to be able to play all those games. It is an awesome deal. And for more information, you can go to our website, pbkennelclub.com/Hard Rock Bet. And that is offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Got to be 21 and over, physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. And now we're going to move on and talk about a fun thing for Phillies fans. Phillies Karen made her debut at the Marlins Stadium the other night. She sparked outrage. I've been wanting to talk to Pat about this all week. Here's actually a video of it.
Okay.
It was a home run by Harrison Bader.
Good job.
Hits it into the stands.
Guy runs.
She's fighting for the ball. It's not even fighting that hard.
Get in there. That ball's
the guy got it, grabbed it.
That wasn't even a scrum. That wasn't even a fight.
That's not even a thing in Philly. It's way worse than that.
Jalen Hurts jersey, too.
Jalen Hurts is right there. Yeah.
And you could tell the woman looks like a typical Philly fan. I've seen about all the Eagles.
I agree with that 100%.
She looks exactly like all the Philly.
This kid, good job, boy.
I'm kidding there.
This guy's reaction.
And then she comes and hey.
Whoa, the shock. He's like, the reaction.
All right, you want my take on this?
Go for it, Pat.
I'm going to take the complete opposite of what you guys think I'm going to take. I think this dude was in the complete wrong. I think he went over to that section. Yeah. I think that woman actually had the ball, or a kid did. I think he took it. If you watch that film, watch him go back to his kid. He knows that woman's following him. He gives the kid the ball, and then he hugs him in a very strange way. Like he's like, ooh, like closing his eyes, like, oh, what a great moment. Then she pops up, and he acts like startled, like, oh, what? What's going on?
He was scared.
It was all, I think, he knew exactly what was going on. I think this dude's a strange guy, number one. I wouldn't want him as my dad. But I don't think we know exactly what happened there. I don't think we know. Listen, there's a lot of unhinged women out there. I'm not going to say that when it comes to hitting baseballs.
This is
great. I actually think if someone would interview her and find out what her side of the story is, I'd like to hear it, because he went over to her section, came out of the scrum with the ball, and then all of a sudden acts like, oh, what a special moment for my son here, and then acts all shocked when she shows up. I have no idea what the real story is, but I'm more leaning towards her than him.
That is a hot take.
That's the hottest take I've heard.
That's a hot take. So coming from Philly, I always understood the rule to be that ball's flying in the air, and until somebody has it firmly in their grasp, it's free game. I don't care what section, 4 sections over, upper deck, jump down to lower deck, whatever
exactly,
it is.
Yes.
Right, so he gets it. He grabs that ball, snatches it, runs back, right? Okay, he does the hug thing. He did it all wrong. He was so startled. I do feel it was a natural reaction. I feel sorry for that, because whatever happens there, where if that's what happens when somebody approaches you and you're going to be, and you're like
that
surprised.
Was fake.
Right?
It was fake.
I don't know. I hope so. Because if
he was there.
that guy can't be. That game was at Miami.
In Miami.
Okay, that guy can't be from Philly because that lady comes over and he flips a double bird and tells her to get out of his face instead of doing that. I don't even know what that was, but as far as the ball on the ground, the reaction, everything after that, I think the ball on the ground, it's like I thought it was good, and Pat, you've been in the area a lot in Philly. I thought it's good to rip it right out of somebody's hand. No.
No, look, it's not in her hand.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's not in her hand. I don't care.
Right.
So it's free game. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now I will say though, some of the blowbacks since then,
Yeah.
you know, the harassment and her getting fired from her job, that's a bit much, though, in my opinion. She doesn't get fired from her job. Stop all that. And harassment's got to stop, though. That's got to stop. But again, you Efron found out, man. She apparently after this happened.
I can't.
Apparently,
I don't want to go down.
Look at the girl to the right laughing. Apparently, she was very ornery after too, and people were cursing her out and stuff. And
if I acted like that on the internet as that gentleman there, I would cancel myself from the internet for the rest of my life. I'd just take all and just shut it off. I don't believe in internet anymore because this is bad for him.
First off, if that was me, I'm the father. Yeah. You're not getting the ball back. No. Get the hell out of my face.
I'm throwing it on the field before you're getting it back.
So it ain't going that far because you're not getting the ball back.
No.
End discussion.
I'll give it to a little kid right in front of you instead of giving it to you or that, or she's
I'll probably cuss you out in the process too. Also,
wow.
You can get in my face.
This is the most heated topic we've had on.
I couldn't wait to talk about that. Yeah. That is what's been all over the news.
Get out of my face. My ball.
Yeah.
My rules.
Also talking about baseball, Cal Raleigh has 53 home runs. Hopefully he'll
MVP.
get to 60. And how we feeling about the Phillies right now? Trey Turner and Alec Boehm are both on the IL, Pat.
Well, I know, again, this is how I counterintuitively think about things. I actually think this is going to help the Phillies because now they have to band together. They got to come together. Their best player, Trey Turner's out. One of their better players, Alec Boehm, is out. They got to rally around each other. That's what this team needed. They needed something to rally around, and now they got it. I don't know what's going to happen. Their bullpen still stinks. They give up way too many hits when the count's 0-2 or 1-2. It drives me nuts. But I in a weird way, I think this helps get them to the postseason. They get probably the second best record behind Milwaukee, so they'll get a bye. That's going to be huge. Now, postseason is completely different in every sport, and it's especially different in baseball. You don't know what's going to happen. Aaron Nola actually looked human the other night for the first time since he came off the DL. So if they can get anything out of him, plus you got to hope that Sanchez and Suarez do what they've been doing, the Phillies got a chance. They got to have three pitchers that they can really rely on. I think they have two. If Nolan can be that third guy, then they might be able to do something. But like I said, in a weird way, I think having Turner and Boehm out there helps rally these guys, and we'll see what happens. But once the postseason starts, they got to get them back. They're just too big a part of the team to be missing for much more than another couple weeks.
Well, so far so good because you're taking 2 out of the first 4 against us, including that 1-0 classic on Monday night. That bullpen came through in the end. We had 2 guys on with 1 out, and he guys struck us up both strikeouts with McNeil and Alvarez, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Look, the Phillies, I already told you before the year started, on paper, they can win the whole thing. They have the most talented roster after the Dodgers in all of baseball. It's just getting it all together. You know what I mean? So, look, the NL East is wrapped up. They're up 9 games 3 weeks ago. That's not a problem. Everything else, like we talked about the Ravens also too. This is a World Series of bust team. So, I'm a Pat here.
Okay, now we're going to move on to one of our favorite portions of the show. It is called Quick Picks.
Keep it quick.
We did last week.
Okay.
Yeah, we're running through the games. Pat's going to go first. Washington at Green Bay. Green Bay favored by 3.
Yeah, I think I'm taking Green Bay here. I like them at home.
Yeah, go Pecco.
Green Bay.
Green Bay. Cleveland at Baltimore. Baltimore favored by 11.5.
Yeah, I like Baltimore to win. A little bit of a letdown game, though, for them, I think, after the high-scoring game against Buffalo. So I think this is a little bit lower scoring than people think, and therefore I think Cleveland covers.
No, I think Ravens will see that loss on Sunday. Give me Ravens.
I'm taking 11.5, and I'm putting a stamp on it with Cleveland. Put my champ stamp on it.
We have 2 mortgage bets there.
Yep, we are agreed on that. I'm taking Cleveland. Now we're moving on to Jacksonville at Cincinnati. Cincy favored by 3.
This is the game I think is a big game. I think even though it's still early in the year and since it usually takes a while to get going, I think this is their statement game of the year. I think they win this game big.
Curious with the Jaguars, but I like the Bengals this one.
Yeah, I got the Bengals.
Got the Bengals. Giants at Dallas. Dallas favored by 5.5.
Yeah, same thing. I think Dallas maybe now thinks they're a little bit better than everybody was going to, have them graded out to be this year. I still don't believe in the Giants at all, so I'm taking Dallas.
Cowboys win, but Giants on the points here on the bounce back.
Yeah, I'll take Giants on the points.
I'll take them boys at home. Now we're moving on to Chicago at Detroit. Detroit favored by 5.5.
Yeah, this is really a big game for Detroit. They looked terrible last week, and if they're going to go to the Super Bowl or whatever everybody's predicting for them, they got to win this game pretty big. Chicago, that's got to be just a completely deflating loss for them. I don't know how you go on the road after that and do anything. I know Ben Johnson's going back, and you're going to have to deal with all those storylines. But Detroit's got to win this game, and they got to win it big. So I'm taking Detroit.
Detroit needs to get right game, and they'll get it done this week. Give me Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit at home is tough. I'll take Detroit.
Detroit big at home. Now New England at Miami. Miami favored by 1.
This one is again. This is probably two teams that are not very good. And New England might actually be a better team here, but Miami absolutely has to win this game. I know it's ridiculous to say, but guys are going to get fired if they don't. So I'm taking Miami in this one.
It's not ridiculous, Pat, because this is the game's their season. They lose this game, they're done. So give me Dolphins win and blow up.
Weather comes in. If it's hot and just hot and like 92 and sunny, I like Miami. If it rains at all and it's relatively cool, Miami can't run or stop the run. I would take New England, but I'm going to go with New England.
I'm taking the Pats on the road. Now we're moving to San Fran at New Orleans. San Fran is favored by 4.5.
This is a tough one because so many guys in San Fran are already injured, which is what we said in the very beginning of the year couldn't happen. I still think they're a much better team than New Orleans. I'm going to take San Fran here, but there is a little caveat there just with the injuries. People got to watch this as the year goes on. This team ain't going to be able to compete if these guys continue to fall by the wayside.
Injuries, no injuries. They're playing the Aints. Give me the Niners.
Yeah, San Fran just because not because they're good, but the Saints are bad.
Right.
San Fran on the road. I'm taking them. Buffalo at the Jets. Buffalo favored by 6.5.
Yeah, I like Buffalo. I just think the points are a little bit too much, and I think they have a little bit of a letdown going on the road. Jets might not be as bad as people think, so I think they keep it close. But I'm Buffalo to win, but Jets to cover.
Same vibe as you. Bills win, but the frisky Jets on the points here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Buffalo and the MVP of the season, Josh Allen.
Okay, I'm taking Buffalo on the road. Now Seattle at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is favored by 3.
Not expecting a great game here. Seattle coming all the way across the country after not a great game last week, and Pittsburgh after that offensive explosion for them. I can't see them doing that twice in a row. If they do, then watch out. So I'm going to take the Steelers here, but I don't think it's going to be a great game.
This will be definitely a low-scoring game. Maybe even competitive game. Give me the Steelers cover slightly, but bet the under in this game, though.
Yeah, I got Pittsburgh winning, and their defense is going to get right.
I got Steelers at home. Now we're going to move on. Rams at the Titans. Rams favored by 5.5.
Yeah, this one doesn't do anything for me. I'm going to take the Titans just because at some point all these teams have to win a game, except for New Orleans. So maybe this is the Titans' week. I'm taking the Titans.
I'm taking the Rams here just because it's the easiest one to pick.
Yeah, that's the easy win, Rams.
I'm taking Rams. Carolina at Arizona. Arizona favored by 6.5.
I'm taking Arizona here. I like Kyler Murray. He's good for like 8 or 9 games. He's terrible for another 8 or 9 games. So I think this will be one of his good games.
Yeah, Kyler Murray as well too. The Panthers let me down last week as Jacksonville. Give me the Cardinals.
Little toddler for the win.
Do
Arizona.
the finger thing again now.
He does that little toddler for the win.
Every time I watch him, the same thing. It's so adorable.
I'm taking Arizona at home too.
Is that wrong? Is that adorable?
Denver at Indianapolis. Denver favored by 2.
This one, I'm taking Denver. It's a very shaky pick. Indy looked really good last week. I can't believe they're that good, and I can't believe Denver is not quite as good as they didn't really look great last week either. But I think Denver's a little bit better than this, so I'm going to take Denver.
This is my personal game of the week. To me, Denver's a little overvalued coming to the year. Indy, I saw some things in that game against Miami that could be sustainable. Give me Indiana Jones again for the second week. Give me the Colts.
I'm going to take Indy at home because they're not playing Miami this week, but Denver, they have a good defense, but I like Indy. Yeah.
And Indy at home. Now Philly on the road against KC. Philly's favored by 1.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
This should be a really good game. I'm not sure if it will be, but it should be. I like Philly here. I think they made a statement beating this team. I know it's not quite the same team last year in the Super Bowl, but I think that's enough of a statement that Kansas City probably knows they're not as good as the Eagles. So I'm taking the Eagles.
This is a must-win for the Chiefs here because their schedule gets it's still brutal going rest of the way. So, but I think the Eagles win this game regardless.
Yeah, I got the Eagles, and I expect Blake to give me a call right after the game and congratulate me. Go Birds.
Shout out to Blake, who's his daughter's
Mr.
new
Carbone.
boyfriend. Just out of spite alone, I'm taking Kansas City in this one.
Let's go.
Now we move on to Atlanta at Minnesota. Minnesota favored by 4.
Yeah, I'm taking Minnesota. I think they might be the real deal. I really doubted them last week, but I give a lot of credit to the coaching staff and doing what they need to do to get almost any quarterback look great. So I think they have enough at home here to beat Atlanta.
Yeah, I got Minnesota too, but it's going to be a really good game, though. Bet the over in this game, in fact.
Yeah, I got Minnesota because they're the regular season champs just ahead of Baltimore, so I got Minnesota in this one.
I'm taking the Atlanta on the road. I'm the only one to do that. Now moving on to the Monday night games. Tampa Bay at Houston. Houston favored by 2.5.
Yeah, I like Houston venue pick here. Tampa's not bad. I like Mayfield. And here's my other thing. If I can switch my offensive rookie of the year, I'd take that wide receiver for Tampa right now. That kid's a real player.
He's good.
But I'm going to take Houston at home.
I'm a little concerned with C.J. Stroud. He's not ascending after his rookie year. Well, is the home opener for the Texans here? Give me the Texans to win this
I'm going on record. I do not like Baker Mayfield. I'll take Houston in this one.
I'm taking Houston at home. Now the final game of Week 2. Chargers at Raiders. Chargers favored by 3.
Yeah, my game of the week. This should be a really, really good game that people don't know is going to be a really good game. I'm going to take the Chargers just because I've been on their bandwagon already, since before the season. But the Raiders are better than I thought they were. And if they win this game, Mike, you might have something to cheer about this year.
Oh, God.
Mike won't know because he's going to fall asleep. Anyway, having said that, man, like I said, frisky Raiders, man, they're hard out. But the Chargers, as you said, Pat, that's your dark horse. Also my dark horse as well, too. I think the battle for number 3 in the AFC is wide open. I think the Chargers are going to make a case for it this week. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, I got the Chargers winning, and they're going to have a lead right away in that division, and they might run away with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to take the frisky Raiders at home. And, folks, that was Quick Picks.
Boom.
Made it quick.
Kind of.
Now we're going to talk about what our sports betting picks were for the week. We are in a marketing partnership with the Hard Rock Bet, and that is the best place to go ahead and make your sports bets if you haven't already done so. You guys have anything this week? My sports bet of the week, tomorrow night in the game, I'm going to take Ja'Cory Crosby Merritt to score a touchdown, Jordan Love over 235.5 passing yards, and Jaden Daniels to throw an interception. That's going to give me plus 800 odds.
Do you hit a bet randomizer to get that?
I look deep into those bets, and $25 on that bet's going to win you $225. What about you, Pat?
I'm going college football this week. I should have done this last week. I'm kicking myself. I wanted to give you guys, again, a mortgage lock of the week. Clemson was playing Troy, and Troy's not a bad team, and I knew Clemson was going to have, a letdown after that crappy loss, and I was like, oh, man, I really wanted to break it. Now, Clemson plays Georgia Tech this week. That's going to be a tough game, but this is typically a game that Dabo gets these guys ready to play. They're not going to blow them out. It's going to be a close game, so I'm going to take Clemson in this game, whatever the point situation is.
So I cooked a little four-bet parlay here. So here we go. Listen to this. A little bit of college, a little bit of NFL. I got Georgia minus 3.5 over Tennessee. This is a shocking one here. I have South Florida on the points against Miami plus 17.5. I got the Dolphins minus 1 to cover against the Patriots, and then the Ravens to blow out the Browns minus 11.5. Bet $100, make $1,450.
So close until you hit the Ravens. That's a lot of different stuff. All right, I'm going to stick with the trend. Now, again, I explained this. Pick a quarterback who you think is maybe overrated or you think that's going to throw an interception. Start there. And then pick the other team to win combined with him throwing an interception. So I'm going right out of the gate on Thursday. Packers to win. Jaden Daniels to throw an interception. Jordan Love 1.5 passing TDs. $5 to get you $22.50. How about that?
Are you saying Jaden Daniels is
overrated? We both think that Jaden Daniels is going to throw an interception tomorrow.
Yeah, how about that?
That's amazing.
He's overrated?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that was our sports betting picks of the week. Now we got to talk about everything going on here, including the September high hands. Of course, that's another great promotion that we've been having going on for months. It's every 15 minutes. The cash giveaway is on the 27th, and those progressive high hands on the weekends. We got to talk about Feast and Football, which is our favorite thing.
That's the best.
Sunday, soon it's going to start getting to the point where that paddock is just going to be full. So you better get in now. They got Italian hoagie bites on the menu, roasted pork loin, chicken wings, lobster mac and cheese, Italian sausage with peppers, and great drink specials. And you can get that buffet for free if you come in, place a $25 or more bet on the Hard Rock app that day at PBKC. If not, if you don't want to bet, you can come in for a $25 all-you-can-eat buffet, and that includes a draft beer. You can't beat that. Best deal in town. It's called Feast and Football. And now let's talk about the great shows going on in the paddock. The first three coming up are some fantastic dinner shows. We have the Reaction Band, which is coming up on October 3rd. That is going to kick off our show season in the paddock. The Reaction Band cover all your Motown memories. They're absolutely great. I've seen videos of them. I can't wait for that show. Then the 17th, we're bringing them back. Your favorite crooners. It is the Rat Pack now. They put on a fantastic show. They don't just sing. Sammy Davis Jr., he dances. They're funny. The Dean Martin guy acts like he's drunk the whole time. It is absolutely a blast. You're not going to want to miss it. It's such a fun show, and that's coming up October 17th. And then it's new for us to have a country act here, but I can't wait for Beer for My Horses, the National Toby Keith Tribute Show on November the 8th. And all of these that I just mentioned are dinner and a show. So with the price of the ticket, you're going to get dinner and a show, which you can't beat if you've never been to the paddock with the tiered seating. It's like an old Las Vegas nightclub. It's fantastic. You're not going to want to miss any of those shows, and you can get more information on our website at pbkennelclub.com. And Pat, what are we looking forward to this week?
Well, I mean, you've got a lot of exciting themes in the NFL with quarterbacks, with teams that you didn't know were maybe going to be good that are good. You got some teams with maybe the Kansas City Chiefs aren't quite as good as we thought they were going to be. Maybe this is the beginning of the end for them. Who knows? So there's a lot coming up. I mean, baseball, this is when you're getting into the crux of the season. Hockey and basketball are going to start here next month. So you got a lot going on. And if you're a sports fan, it certainly beats those doldrums of like late July when nothing was going on. So I'm just looking forward to, again, week 2 of the NFL. When you get a real sense now, you'll start to get a sense after the first 2 or 3 games of what teams are real and what teams aren't. So we should get a good indicator of that coming up this weekend.
Yeah, I know the sexy games this weekend. Obviously, Super Bowl rematch, and of course the Commanders and Packers tomorrow night on Thursday Night Football. But there's some really good games really this weekend. Like I said, I mentioned the Colts and the Broncos game. I'm locked in that game. The Vikings and Falcons game on Sunday Night Football. That should be an intriguing game for different reasons. I think week 2, we're trying to. It's like a puzzle. We're trying to figure out what's real, what's not. We know who the has and have-nots. Like we know the Giants are bad. We know the Saints are bad. Titans are bad. We know the Eagles are great. We know the Ravens, Bills, all great teams. But there's a lot of teams there. I'm like looking at like, are they? Is this sustainable? And to me, the Colts are that team for me. Like I think if they win that game, again, if they win that game on Sunday against Denver, that can go a long way into change the discussion about the AFC South, honestly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, I think it's 4:25 kickoff, where I get to sit down with my precious daughter.
Precious.
And she's sitting with her favorite male in her life, me, her father.
Second favorite.
As we watch
third favorite,
the
actually.
Eagles
It's
dismantle.
Josh Balake Noah.
As we watch the Eagles dismantle Blake's Kansas City Chiefs, and then he calls me and congratulates me, and then she tells him, I can't speak to you ever again, Blake.
Shout-outs to my new favorite nephew, Blake. I'm really looking forward to that Super Bowl rematch coming up this weekend. And I hope everybody has a great week. We're going to be back with PBKC Picks next Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Have a great weekend, everybody. For Pat, Ernest, Noah, I'm Mike Jameson. Have a great day.
Don't be dodging me, Blake.
All right, guys.
PBKC is your entertainment destination for poker,
See you guys.
table games,
Thanks, dude.
OTV,
Okay.
Paddock live events, and exceptional eats. The Paddock Restaurant is perfect for meetings, corporate functions, parties, fundraising, and more. Call 561-683-2222, extension 19.